And now this afternoon in our business segment interview, we'll be focusing about the food security, especially here in the country, and what strides we have made so far. You do know that agriculture, it is the food basket of the country, and of course it contributes largely to the country's gross domestic product. Joining us is none other than Ambassador Bramwell Kisuya, who is the Food Security and Institutional Linkages Director at Titaji. Thank you so much for coming in, Ambassador.
Thank you for having
Maybe the
me.
first question, Ambassador, just tell us, as a country, are we food secure?
As a country, we have tried, but we are not adequately food secure. You know, the understanding of food secure is that an individual is able to have adequate supplies of high quality and able also to enable other social factors to take place, you know, and one should be able also to eat what is of one's liking in whatever form is required, but we have some challenges there. We could do better. Yes.
And what measures can we take to reach where you're saying we should be 100% food secure?
A very important initiative has been undertaken by the Ministry of Agriculture, having noted that as the situation is now, every institution involved in agriculture is doing the best they can. But the situation is not adequately addressed. So as a result, there has been an initiative to consult all players in the agricultural sector over the past 1 year to get an understanding of what they see as the challenges, which challenges have now been documented. And broadly, we understand that unless we address value chains specific approach, right, by going right at the ward level, and at the ward level we identify institutions, particularly schools, 24,000 schools, public schools countrywide, and the ecosystem around that schools, including cooperatives, women groups, and many other institutions, so that we are able to have an approach that is a one for all approach, to be able to act as one. We need to know who is doing what, so that we operate in a manner that is well coordinated to be able to achieve what we want. And perhaps I'll give one analogy, that from an individual's point of view, if your health is good, you'll be productive. If any section, any aspect of your health, whether it's an eye or a hand or whatever it is not functioning appropriately, the entire system gets into a problem. Similarly, in the agriculture sector, whereas we have got many players in it, agriculture ministry is doing its best it can. The Ministry of Water and Industry are doing their best, but there is a need to optimize productivity. Hence, now the resolution to look at value chain approach, so that we optimize at every value chain node. How do we ensure we maximize production and productivity? And thereby, along the value chain, we are able to ensure that the distribution process is adequately empowered to be able to enhance productivity, distribution, consumption, and the entire value chain is able now to bring on board various skilled persons to be able to increase productivity, increase consumption, and availability of the commodities of a wide range and diversity, thereby enabling individuals who have various tastes, various likings, not only in Kenya, even abroad. We are now saying our own diaspora people who have been in Kenya many years are now missing the dietary advantages that we have in our own local commodities, should be able to be approached. Yes, should be able to access these commodities, agricultural commodities, and thereby they're able to satisfy their needs, their food security, and as a result, our foreign exchange inflows will also increase. So that's the kind of approach the Ministry of Agriculture is now looking at. How do we work together with all players, development partners, various ministries, various development partners, and is calling it a multi-sectoral, interministerial and coming together to work out a plan at the grassroots level to increase productivity and production as such. Yes.
And of course, you know, technology has played a key role in various sectors. Agriculture has not been an exception. And of course, what are these farming practices that farmers can adopt, especially inculcating technology? And this is where the youth come in. You just clearly stated that you're going to even the words in themselves. So will this, at the end of the day, ensure that technology is being embraced in terms of the farming practices and also in terms of job creation?
Now, what we have identified is that in Kenya, when you talk about technologies, they are available. When you talk about credit, it's available. Anything that needs to be put in use to increase production and productivity is available. But we need now to strengthen those linkages in such a manner that they work as one, so that when we plan together, we are able to know which group is going to produce in terms of value chains. What type of value chain is going to be produced? Those who are in coffee, those who are in maybe sugarcane, those who are in vegetables, those who are in dry lands, friendly crops are adequately empowered to be productive. And that way we'll be able to put to use the technologies required, the credit required, and other requirements, including training, which, as we understand now, we are well endowed. All we need to do is work together as a team, and we address that.
Back to my question, I've just asked you in terms of making the agriculture attractive to many youths. You do know unemployment is a major crisis here in the country,
yes,
and many youths do not want to engage, especially in agriculture. There are some who have, and there are others who are opting not to. So what can you do to make this attractive at the end of the day to ensure that the country is food secure?
What's important is awareness creation of the opportunities that are available. Using various media, social media, we'll also need radio, we'll need television, and various youth-friendly media to communicate to them about the opportunities that are inherent. And one needs to understand that the jobs that the youth are looking towards, Kenya being an agricultural economy, actually should come or is expected to come from agricultural activities at the grassroots level. So we need to make them understand that agriculture is the background. Any other value addition activities they intend to work on will not emerge unless we optimize productivity in agriculture, because value addition is on commodities that emerge from agricultural activities. So that's the intensification that we need to do, and we would like to have a situation where even KBC, I know, if you look at my age, I know where KBC has come from. And in the 70s, 80s, when the agricultural sector was doing very well, when the cooperative sector was doing very well, KBC was at the forefront, creating awareness on how well to do it. But now with the social media in place, we need to say how well a coordinated approach will be able to put in place to make youth understand that agriculture and the value addition opportunities are there to tap into.
And as we're coming to a close, you do know that climate change is a major factor. It has contributed largely not just to the agricultural sector, but to our way of living. Now, how have you ensured that farmers address and grow climate resilient crops so that at the end of the day, we are food secure as a country?
We have put in place various institutions that address various technological and climate-related concerns. We are working, for example, with INCRISAT. We are working with the TAT program, which is related to seed roadmaps, that we are putting in place to address all that. We are looking at various agencies that contribute, which we have in Kenya adequately, that can contribute to climate smart farming. And with that in place, working in a coordinated approach at the ward level, at the school level, through the cooperatives, and along the entire value chain where various ministries, we are now bringing them together. But right now we are looking at in tomorrow's function, hopefully you'll be participating when we formally launch the consultative process that will culminate into key partnerships. Yeah, tomorrow we're hoping you'll be in place to see the kind of agreed position going forward to address a comprehensive climate approach to address those concerns. Yes.
And of course, in that particular conference that will be happening tomorrow, what are these emerging issues, trends that you'll be addressing there so that the farmers at the end of the day do good farming practices?
Now, one thing we need to appreciate is this. Kenya is having a challenge in terms of employment creation. And what we are understanding is that once we address productivity of each of the meanwhile 16 value chains that have been targeted by the ministry as part of the more than 20 better bottom-up economic transformation agenda crops. With that in place, as we go phase by phase, we will be able to showcase the need for farmers to increase productivity. And that means extension services, agripreneurs, and other key players will have to work together with key plans at the grassroots level with what we are calling a participatory approach, where all the key stakeholders focusing at the county level, we are able to estimate how many jobs can be created from each of the value chain and who will be responsible for which action at each of the value chain node. So that is in place, and it will address productivity. And as it does that, farmers will be enthused to increase production, because we've looked at the need to have the key ministries, like Ministry of Water, to make sure water is available, Ministry of Industry to facilitate value addition, Ministry of Foreign Affairs to facilitate how we can reach the diaspora to be able to consume some of our commodities, and more importantly, at the grassroots level, how can we ensure the children?
Okay, Ambassador, we are running out of time. Thank you so much. And of course, the function that the Ambassador is talking about is the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock in collaboration with Innovative from Tetaji Strategic Program Planners Academic Placement Solutions, and aligned ministries will mark the official launch of the transformative of that particular institute. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for coming in. This is Ambassador Bramwell Kisuya, who is the Food Security and Institutional Linkages Director at Tetaji. Thank you so much for coming in.
I actually consultant, not director.
Oh, director. Thank you so much.
Consultant, thank you.
Okay, we move on now. The government has been urged to work with nutrition stakeholders to create policies that will increase cultivation of nutrition crops. Care Country Deputy Director Mwende Kisue says there is need to increase cultivation of nutritious indigenous crops in the country to boost health and reduce incidences of stunted growth among the populace.